Cresting a distant hill, it was coming. In an old Western, the indistinct outline would slowly come into focus, revealing someone approaching on horseback. Here, it resolved into a mountain biker descending. The biker disappeared behind a ridge, but I knew he would emerge again soon, much closer, and approaching fast. We were on a narrow trail in the Tortolita Mountains west of Tucson. In my 30s, I remember loving to mountain bike the single tracks near Flagstaff, the cardiac hill climbs, and the exhilaration of descending with gravity and momentum. On this day, in this moment, I didn't feel exhilaration. I felt irritation. Why was this guy interrupting my reverie? The peace of the beautiful morning in the Sonoran Desert felt shattered. I thought, I have the right of way. He should be the one stopping. Doesn't the person ascending always have the right of way? And then another thought appeared. I hate mountain bikers. All of my humanity seemed to abandon me in a flash. Disliking, or even hating, our current experience is an automatic tendency of the mind. When something feels unpleasant, we often turn away from it, push against it, or try to reject it. And this can create suffering. Suffering arises when our response to something painful or unpleasant makes the situation worse. Mindfulness was strong that morning, so I noticed what was happening. I could see that my irritation was being fueled by my thoughts that had turned this mountain biker into a kind of intruder riding in to ruin my hike. I noticed how these thoughts fed the emotion, and how the emotion in turn fed more unhelpful thoughts. A loop. Once I noticed that self-reinforcing loop, there was a little more space. Enough space for a different response. I felt loving kindness arise toward the part of me that was distressed. I heard myself chuckle as I stepped to a wider stretch of the trail and let the biker pass. "Thanks, have a good day," he said as he rode by. As you listen, you might gently reflect on these questions. What people, things, or circumstances do you find unpleasant? How do you typically feel? Irritated? Angry? Anxious? Bummed out? How do you usually behave? Avoiding, rejecting, zoning out, or something else? What sensations do you notice in your body when you're experiencing something you don't like? How does this create suffering for you? How does the way you feel and react make things harder? And is there an alternate way you might respond? Awareness and curiosity are two key qualities of mindfulness. Together, they support greater clarity. They help us understand how we react to experiences we often find unpleasant in everyday life, like traffic jams, being spoken to sharply, repetitive tasks, certain people, and even memories. Unpleasantness is a form of pain. Sometimes it's mild and easy to miss. Other times it's sharp and overwhelming. Mindfulness helps us see how we turn away from pain, how we suppress it, resist it, or reject it, often in ways that make things worse. Over time, turning away can become a habit, and we suffer a lot. There's an old story about two arrows. The first arrow causes pain. The second arrow is the pain we create through how we react to the first. Being human, we often add the second arrow. This is suffering. Mindfulness helps us see more clearly. And clarity creates spaciousness, space that supports responding wisely to pain and unpleasantness. Sometimes pausing and slowing down is what's needed. Other times, self-directed compassion and loving kindness help us suffer less and begin to heal life's wounds. And as clarity deepens, we may also notice how often the mind quietly longs for a different moment, a different outcome, or a different reality altogether. This, too, is a natural movement of the mind, and when it goes unseen, it can become its own source of suffering.